So Dara's just called the M3's on the ramp. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I guess we're going to find out. See you in a minute. Okay, we're back. Hopefully it's all right.
How you doing?
How's it going?
All right?
Good to see you on my days.
Few bits taken off. Inspection to service. So we've got the valve cover off. We've got underneath the camshaft in there is what's called a finger follower. As the cam rotates, it touches into the finger follower and then pushes the valve down. And there's a shim underneath the finger follower.
Yeah.
So basically what we do is we will drop the finger follower off to one side and we'll change the valve shims in there
See
and
what
the clearance is. Exactly. So on the exhaust side, 0.28 to 0.33, and on the inlet side it's 0.18 to 0.23, and it'll stop it sounding really. These can sound quite chappy drivetrainy when they're hot. New valve cover gaskets going on, so obviously this guy, it's old, it's a little bit hard, rubber's not so good.
Yeah,
so
stop it weeping or...
Yeah, just fresh rubber, so we'll get rid of this guy. So that's gone in the bin, see you later. Clone the ECU to run as a CSL will. So we're going to plumb in a 1-bar map sensor. So normally on a CSL, you'll have the map sensor in here, and this is like a balance pipe that comes off the throttle body, so it'll read vacuum basically, that the engine's producing. We'll have an air temp sensor on the front of the airbox, and that will be it running just like a CSL.
Yeah, perfect. Oh, that's what you're saying.
It's going to sound great. That's where we're at with this at the moment. The other bits of the service have been done, so it's got oil in it. We've refreshed the coolant system with new coolant, BMW coolant. And then, I mean, we can put the car in the air and I can show you what else we've done.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, let's go. Where are we at now, man? What have we got going on underneath here?
Well, sump's been off. You can see that it's got two nice new engine mounts as part of the job. So we've dropped the subframe off. We've taken the sump off the engine, placed your comm rod bearings. They weren't actually that bad, but you have peace of mind now. It's sorted. So gearbox will come off. We'll do the rear main oil seal as well while the flywheel's off and that's exposed. I mean, when they work well, they're great. They're fine, but you know, it's preference. Some people just prefer the manual gearbox down. The manual gearbox is not going to let me down.
Yeah. Compared to modern technology, it does feel like lazy.
Dual clutch stuff is incredible. Yeah. I'm not sure whether it's ever going to be as quick in manual format.
Of course, yeah, but it feels...
It's more driving feel. Yeah, you're in control of everything.
Right, so my builder's going to be getting a lot bigger.
The manual box that's going to go in. Yeah. We found a nice low mileage one. So, you know, thanks to iFind, we've chucked one in there. We will be chucking one in there. Yes. So, yeah, that's all sorted.
Perfect. Right, so it looks like we're missing a few things. Obviously, the diff's out, the exhaust off.
Well, the exhaust clamps are knackered. Yeah. So they're just made of mild steel, so they corrode and crack. Diff's out, as you've seen.
Yeah, it's making
it was knocking a bit.
Did you hear that? Did you hear the clunk?
The diff making a bit of a noise?
Yep.
Really notorious for this sort of thing.
Yeah.
No, it was knocking a bit, it was groaning a bit. So, yeah, diff's out. We've just tied the drive shaft up for now. The diff is in build at the moment.
Yeah, cool.
So, we can show you all the ins and outs.
This is how you actually started.
Yeah.
This is where it all began.
Tinkering in my garage at home.
Yeah.
So this is where we build all of this. These are all clutches basically that go in the middle of the LSD. Yep. So basically this is your LSD casing, and inside you've got all of these steels and clutch plates. Yep. So we manufacture these clutch plates. This is where the whole thing started, basically. Hobbying in my garden, in my garage at home, down the bottom of my garden. All of these guys will get built back up and put in the stack in here. You've got your planetary gears on there as well, so those will feed in the bottom and cross over, so they're like a cross pin like that. Clutches go in, so steel, clutch, steel, clutch, steel, clutch, and then it's a case of building it all back up again, basically. So new pinion bearings, we'll put new side bearings on, all new seals in the casing.
Where do you learn all this then? Is this like just something you just started taking stuff apart?
Just start taking stuff apart.
I know he was in motorsports anyway.
You can't leave anything alone. You know, I literally cannot leave anything alone. It's got to come apart.
Come in pieces and
rebuild it, figure it out. I mean, it started really with these, the clutches. You know, my diff was making a load of noise in my E46. Went to BMW, they only wanted to sell me a whole unit, 3 and a bit grand, you know, plus. Took it apart, I found the clutches were all sort of glazed over, so contacted a wet clutch manufacturer and had these made, and that was it.
So how many of these do you reckon you've actually built?
Loads.
And I know you're doing it on people's. You said so you're doing it on people's driveway.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. Well, that was during COVID, so you know, we couldn't see people, and I just set the business up, so it was kind of sink or swim.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So I was fitting these on people's drives, basically. In terms of numbers, how many have we done? Hundreds.
Yeah.
Building one of these, the process, you know, we'll strip your old case apart, have it shot blasted, we paint it, strip everything apart, ultrasonically clean everything, put it all back together. You're probably looking at, from, you know, to taking it out of the car to putting it back in the car, you're probably looking at sort of 10 to 12 hours labour.
Yeah, good going, that, to be fair. Sick, that. It's so cool to see. Thanks so much for going through that. Obviously, this is way out of my mechanical skills. But yeah, let's just get over, let's have a look at what we've got to do next, which is the brakes. Dara is the M guy, so we're going to go and check that out and figure out what brakes we're putting on it.
They're not the best, but they're not the worst that we've ever seen. Calipers look alright, but you know, the stopping power on these cars is all the M cars in this era really under-braked.
What brakes would you recommend that I get?
You go cream of the crop and go brand new AP racing stuff, you know, big floated discs and all sorts. It's a little bit overkill, yeah. There is a nice little upgrade which will run the same caliper. Right. We can run an M135i Brembo 4-pot caliper on this.
Right.
So this is a single pod sliding caliper.
Yeah.
And run a 4-pot on this with an adapter bracket and some brake lines. And that does have a bit more clamp on the disc. So it means that you keep the disc.
Is this size as well?
No, the disc must stay the same. Or another option is we could also fit an F80 M3 caliper and disc, but then it's massive. Huge, maybe a bit overkill just for the road.
Okay, so I'll get those ordered on ifndautoparts. So we're going to need adapter bracket, caliper, pads, discs. So we'll get all those ordered on iFind.
Felt the suspension was a bit soft when we went for a drive.
Yeah.
So some fresh dampers, springs look okay. You know, we could potentially get some for it, but I'm not
touching on that, but
100% sure whether there's much need.
Just gone through the brakes with Dara. Obviously, we need to order parts for that, so we're going to order those through iFind. We've already looked over the engine, there's work to be done there. Obviously, the diff, we've looked at that. Ticking off quite a lot of boxes now. I think we should look inside the car because there's work to be done there as well. Probably have to pull the seats off because they need to go off for retrimming. So yeah, let's get it down off the ramp and let's move on to the next bit.
Fresh Alcantara with M stitching on it.
Oh, so. It's nice, that one.
Brand new.
What's with the airbag? Is that being trimmed as well? As you keep that?
No, that stays. So all the fascia panels and everything are going to stay as they are.
Just nice and
but
fresh.
Just that Alcantara, brand new.
Yeah. It's not too in your face or anything.
No, I can't drive cars with Alcantara wheels though because I've always got dirty hands.
Yeah.
So it just soaks it all up. So it needs some fresh leather. Get this guy out.
Right, we're in Dara's loft of dreams. There's so many car parts here, and obviously on iFind you can sell your parts as well. So we're on a competition who can sell theirs the quickest. I think I've got 11 because I've got the airbox, which everyone swaps out. But what have you got, Dara?
I've got the SMG system, so I've got the pump, the actuator, sort of the slave cylinder, all of that sort of stuff. So yeah.
So the first person to sell wins, the loser has to get the bruising.
Fine,
awesome. Done. Nice one. Let's go. I'm going to get mine listed now. So the iFind Auto Parts app is really simple to use. You can add your car to your garage and find any car part for it. Okay, so the seats are out. These are going to get sent off for a retrim. Enzo's come for us to throw the ball. Absolute legend. We've gone over the braking system, the suspension, we've gone over the engine, gearbox, diff, all of the parts that need replacing. So we need to get on iFind, already found a set of brakes. So we're going to get those in order. I'll just leave this for you, man, because you look like you haven't got enough to do. Jared is absolutely stressed out. He's got loads to do, and we've just added more to the list.
Leave it with us. It'll be a couple of weeks before we have it sorted.
So yeah, appreciate you guys watching, and we'll come back in a couple of weeks, see where we're at. Nice one, brother.
That's good.
Take it easy, man. Coming up in the next episode, Darragh and his team at Everything M, including Enzo, they're going to be hard at work at the moment repairing and replacing all of the parts on the M3. In the meantime, I'm now going to list all of our old parts on the ifndautoparts app, as I may just have upgraded some other things along the way.